To get the most out of this class, you want to set it up just like so. One chair on this side, back of the chair facing in. Second chair, the other side, back of the chair facing in. This gives us a little framework, a space to work on balance and walking. And then a third chair for sitting. And now this is our realm to work within. And we'll begin as we do, scooting to the front edge of your chair, hands resting on the thighs, find your upright seat, and breathe in, breathe out. Tilt there. This is that foundational practice of central pillar, getting the body aligned. Once you have it aligned, releasing, relaxing tension as much as you can. Breathing helps. In through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Just another 40 seconds to a minute. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we've got that breath rhythm, long, smooth inhale, long, smooth exhale. Let's put on top of that movement. So slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up, arch the back. So go as far into that direction of movement as you can. Let's go the other way. Slide your hands forward, past your knees, hollow chest, round the back, drop your head. We'll do that 4 more times with the breath. You'll notice we do this same or at least very similar opening routine. Want to get this dialed in to be something you do regularly, not just daily, but throughout the day when you feel your posture start to droop, you feel back pain start to accumulate. Sometimes all you need is a few of these shape changes, and it works the kinks out, moves the stagnation through. And then let's settle to neutral. Now, slide your left hand forward, your right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head, rotate to the right. And then back to the middle as you inhale and exhale, rotate to your left. Do this 3, 4, 5 times. unwinding where the body gets bound up. Also freeing up the mechanisms so that there's less heaviness and density in the body, and that there's also more mobility and agility. One more each way. And then we're back to neutral. Hang your arms loose. Lean to your right. Left wrist floats up. Left foot floats up. So you're doing a little side bend. And then back to the middle. Left arm down. And then shift your weight to your left buttock. Lean to the left. Float your right wrist up. So you get a little side bend to your left. And then back to the middle. So don't get too caught up in the arms. The arms are important in the sense that we move them, but the most important thing is this middle part of your body, right? You can see on mine that I'm leaning, I'm tipping, I'm breaking through this sealed state so that you feel less sort of cautious and fearful in changing, leaning, adjusting. One more each side. And middle. Shoulder blade range of motion. Remember, shoulder blades lift up and slide down. They also squeeze back and they drop and slide forward. So now let's do the full circle. Forward and up, slide and back, slide down. Again, this same or similar opening routine that eventually can just become embedded in your mind and body, so that when you start to feel kind of funky or you're losing your good posture, a lot of times it's one of these exercises that's going to help reset alignment or clean out something that's stuck. Let's reverse, go the other way. Back, up, forward, and down. And then let's take that one step further. Bend your elbows, take your elbows out and all the way up. Elbows down, around in front, in, touch. Twice more, out and up, down, around and in. And then elbows straight back, down, forward, up. So, Mark, take a look here. You went like this. So for this one, keep your elbows close. Go up. Yeah. That's more like it. And then forward, down, back. Pulling back. And then down, forward, up. Put the hands over your shoulders. So again, don't get caught doing this. Keep them close. Keep your elbows here. Hands go up with the elbows, up, and then forward, down, back. Let's do that one more time. Down, forward, and up. Forward, down, and release. So again, if we're collapsed or tight, or usually a combination of either of those, collapsed here and tight here and all of that, that makes us clumsier when we get up to stand up and walk. So this opening of spine, twists, turns, leaning, shoulders, elbows, this freeing up of what's going on up here has a lot to do with whether or not when we stand up we feel light. So that's a saying in Tai Chi: top empty, bottom full. And then one step beyond that is bottom empty also. So, but first we have to let go of all this action here, clean that out, and let there be this sinking into the legs, this sturdiness. And then if we can let it even go down through the legs, then we've got soft, sunken, grounded, and we feel light and nimble, right? That's the process in Tai Chi. So let's just do a little bit with the legs. Bring your right knee up, grab a hold, pull it up and in, flex the foot. Now we push and return. Set the foot down. Switch. Pull it up, push away, draw it up, set it down. Let's do 3 more each leg. So try to get this one so that it's embedded. Load, push, load, down. All the way load, all the way push, all the way load, all the way down. You don't have to go fast. You can slow down as needed. Get all the way, all the way, all the way, down. One more each leg. This is good for the knees, hips, the low back, buttocks. Just kind of pumps and flushes what could be stuck there. Now, foot and ankle, straighten your right leg. We point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Tilt the foot in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Circles, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. Down. Other, point and flex. Tilt the foot in, out. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse circle, out, around, and in. And down. Scoot back to the front edge of your chair. One more with the legs. Feet step a little wider than hip distance. Lift your toes. Turn the toes and knees in. Lift the toes, turn toes and knees out. Internal rotation, external rotation. In, out. And it's like a door hinge that's kind of rusty, and you spray a little, lubricant, WD-40 or something, and then you want to open and close the door quite a few times so that that hinge joint really gets the lubricant in there, right? So that's sort of what we're doing here with our movement. Now, neutral, from that same hinge joint in the hips, fold, sit vertical, tip back. So very often when I'm folding, when I'm having people fold from the hips are still kind of rusty and they're rounding their back. So try to be able to sense no rounding in your spine at all. Just fold from the hips. So really find that space and then also leaning back from the hips and folding forward from the hips and leaning back from the hips. And then now let's use that to stand up. So we got loose shoulders, relaxed and somewhat empty top, torso. Slide your feet back a little and we fold. And then we come forward a little first before then coming all the way up, right? That's how we make sure the weight gets down to the earth through the legs. The weight stays down through the feet as you stick your butt back, sink down, find your chair, and then commit to the chair. And then we fold from the hips, go forward a little bit so that you can then rise to stand, and then back, sink, down. One more time. Again, this joint here, very important, the pelvis-leg relationship, right where they meet. Now, don't sit in your chair. Do not sit, but fold and sink as if you're going to sit. You might even get your butt near the chair or touching the chair. Maybe hang the arms down to your shins, ankles, feet, or floor, and then come all the way back up. And then push your hips a little forward. Right? So see how I've taken my hips and I moved them forward, and then we're back to neutral, and then hips back, sitting the buttocks, folding the body, dangling the arms down near the floor, touch the toes or floor, and then all the way back up, and then hips forward, and then again, hips back, and we're standing. You've got your chair on your right side. Come stand in front of your chair. Fingertips on your chair. Tip forward. Now, notice when I tip forward how I don't bend at my hips now. So I just lean my body so that the body weight is more in the front of the foot. And then tip back so that you're right in the middle. And then from the same middle area, just tip back a little so you're more in your heels, middle, toes. And notice I'm not lifting the heels, so we're not force lifting the heels at all or the toes at all. We're just rocking and rocking. Now let's go that next step where you rock into your toes, lift your heels, push down through your toes, get a nice lift, strong calf muscles there, and then lower down. Rock back to your heels and pull the toes up. Use your chair for safety. And then down. And then rock to your toes and lift. And back down. Rock to your heels and lift your toes. Down. Do that one more time each. And then settle to the middle. Now, hands on the back of your chair, walk your feet back. And from that joint, the leg pelvis junction, fold in half. Get a stretch to legs, buttocks, back, shoulders. Basically, downward facing dog. And now lift your chest and bring your hips forward somewhat so you take the pressure off the pose, and then go back in. Push back through the hips. Straight back. And chest up, hips forward. Now walk all the way forward until you get close to the chair. And then stand up under your own power. Turn and face forward. And then take a step a little bit back so the chair is off to your right, but a little bit in front of you. First challenge. Relax your arms, empty the top of your body, but try to keep zhong or tall, the crown up top, and then the body relaxed all the way through. So there should be a little bendability to your knees. So if you notice you're locking your legs, just soften it a little. Doesn't mean bend the knees, it's just let them be open, right? Now, from your middle, from your sort of represented by the navel, the belly button, change your body weight more to the right leg and let that leg be bendable. All the weight goes down through just the right leg and test it. See if you can slide this left foot forward, slide your left foot back, slide a little forward, slide a little back. I'll show you from the side. Yeah, you're good. Good morning.
We don't have a girl who can speak English, so
Slide,
kind of
slide,
here.
slide,
Yeah.
slide. Now we do slide, 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 slide. And then we do external, internal, external, internal. Turn out, turn in, turn out, turn in. So those are the basics. Now back to this neutral. Change the weight all into your left leg. Let your left leg take all the body weight. And then we're going to go slide, slide. So the key thing here is that all the weight being here allows this hip to be free. So you notice I'm not just bending my knee a little bit, I'm actually moving from this place. The leg is free. Now side, 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 side. All the weight here allows this to be free. And then finally, external, internal. Turn, 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 and neutral. Now, change all your weight back to the right leg. So now this one is back in the office, it's working. This one's on vacation, it's relaxed. Now we lift the heel and get to the tip of the toe of this one that's on vacation. It's free, it can move. Put the heel all the way back down and now change your weight. So your weight's in the left leg. So the one that was on vacation is in the office and this one's on vacation. Lift to the tippy toe, back down. So the problem is most of the time, go ahead, shift again. Most of the time this leg's only doing, let's say, 80% of the work and this one's still stuck doing 20%. And then when we try to walk with this leg, it's heavy, it's clumsy, it's a little bit dangerous. So this ability to say, okay, I'm going to really let one leg do all the work, and now I'm going to lift to the tippy toe, and this one's free. This one can move. And then we switch. Change the weight, tippy toe, down, switch. Get to the tippy toe, down, switch. Tippy toe, down, switch. This is a really good one to practice. No hands, middle pivot, relax to the earth, right? We're just changing. And eventually, especially those of you who've been doing it a while, you can get to the point where you're almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you can kind of run in place And you start to get this feeling of change, 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 change. So that's where Tai Chi leads us to be able to move faster over time, is we get loose enough to pop, 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 and we can move and change quickly, okay? But it's gotta be relaxed, because the moment we tense up here, then we start being top heavy. So we stay relaxed and loose, right? Easy. Now, go tippy toe, one hand on a chair, disconnect the foot from the floor, and place it back down. Change the weight. Go tippy toe, lift, lower, shift. Tippy toe, lift, down, shift. Do that again. And same idea. If you get good enough at this, you can just release down and lift almost at the same time. You go down, but this could lift. Down, this could lift. Down, 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 down. And the important piece is that the primary thing you're doing is down, not up. Because if we pull up like this, we're pulling ourselves off the ground. But if we focus on down, 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 then we're sturdier, safer, more grounded. Now, hand on the chair. Let's all put the weight in your left leg and bring your right knee all the way up, all the way down. Let's do that 3 more times on the same leg. All the way up, right? Remember when we grabbed and pulled the leg in? Try to get to that place and then all the way down. Twice more. All the way up. All the way down. Full range. And then switch. Change the weight. Now the other leg is empty. It's on vacation. It's free to move. Now switch each time. So place your left foot on the ground, change, right leg up, down to the ground, still empty. Now change underground. Now your left leg's ready. Up, down, change. Up, down, change. Change. Someday, no hands, because you'll learn, oh, if I relax everything, it gets to the ground, and then I've got sturdiness down there. All right, now take a full step back so the chair is in front of you and off to your right. Put all your weight in your left leg and place your right foot in front, heel touching. Weight goes down through the front leg. You've moved forward. Weight goes down through the back leg. You moved back. Shift. Shift. Remember, it only takes a little bit of leaning forward to be too far forward. Same thing. Only takes a little bit of leaning back to be too far back. So keep yourself vertical and relaxed and just go down, 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 down. Try to get to 100 and 0, and then 100 and 0. Now level 2. 100% in the back leg, hand on the chair, lift, lower the heel down out in front, shift. And then this back leg empty, bend, put the toe down, shift. Front leg empty, float, down, shift. Bend the knee, toe down, shift. Lift, lower, shift, and lift, lower, shift. And I only show the sped up variations for those of you who are feeling like, oh yeah, you could do it. Because eventually it can be instant. 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 But it's got to come from that relaxed quality. Now, the weight in your back leg, hand on the chair, we go lift, lower, shift. And then this back leg, forward and up, lift, reach it back, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Once this one's empty on vacation, it's free to lift and to reverse. Then we shift. Now this one's on vacation. It can lift, lower, shift. This one, lift, reach back, and shift. Step your feet together, side step. And let's do that same little series in the other arrangement in the body. So put all your weight now in your right leg, that's your back leg. Left foot, your front foot with the heel touching. Now, shift and shift. I forgot to mention, this is the one to try no hands, right? Especially in the beginning, you can, the chair's there, but since we're not really leaving the ground, we're not taking a step anywhere, it's a great place to practice relaxing during this transit, during this shift, and learning how to not tense up, but just relax to the earth and relax to the earth. It also loosens up the heavy density in the feet, especially when you do this. You see what I'm doing there? I'm really getting to the tip of the shoe and then shifting back, and I'm getting to the tip of the heel. I'm stretching the foot and calf, stretching the arch, ankle. All right, now hand on chair so we can lift, lower, and then shift. Once your back foot's the empty foot, do a little flamingo, bend, touch, shift. Someday it'll feel doable to do this no hands, right? Because we're not doing some massive lift, we're just doing a little disconnect from the floor and reconnect. So it's a really valuable step, because then you get to say, okay, can I do this one no hands? Right? And not panic and tense up and, throw off your equilibrium. One more. And then this one is probably a good idea for everybody to use the chair. Full lift, down, shift. And the reason we want to use the chair, when it is a good idea to use the chair as long as if you were to take your hand off the chair, you'd be doing all of this. And we want to use the chair so we can get full range. We want to sort of blaze that trail in the body. Shift. And again, use the chair so you can get the full range. And the full range. Shift. Right? Because a lot of times people go, oh, I'm not going to use the chair. And then they can only lift to maybe here, and they're tensing and doing all this. And it's like, well, don't skip this step of use the chair and get the whole range open. Shift. The whole range. One more. Because once you blaze that open and you kind of clear the path, then you can try someday no hands on that hardest variation. All right, switch back to the other side. Put all the weight now in your left leg. Make your left leg the back leg. Put your right foot in front, heel touching. Again, this first one is a good one to do no hands, but your chair's there if you need it. We go shift, just like we did a moment ago. But now this foot being empty, step it forward, touch the heel, but make sure the heel remains empty. Then shift into that leg and get to the tippy toe of the other foot. Now reverse. Shift. Make sure this front foot is actually empty. Step it behind you while it is still empty. then shift into it. Fold, empty. Now we go shift. Once the back foot's empty, step, shift. Shift. Now, down is still the direction. Even though we're moving forward and backwards in the room, it's still down, down, down. And that's how we move forward. Just like our automobile, the wheels go down into the ground like this. That's how our feet do it. They go down, and that moves the car forward. We step and down, and that moves us forward. Down, going backwards, right? Down, going backwards. Now, use the chair here. Lift, lower, shift. Now there's something that we got to step over. So now we can't just swing the foot through it. We have to pick up the foot like a flamingo, float the foot over the top, set down the heel empty, then shift. Back leg, do a little flamingo. Bend, down, shift back. Now reverse obstacle step. Lift, tuck, reach, shift back. Front leg empty, lift and lower. Now again, you might someday try this with no hands on the chair. Shift. That back foot empty, float it up and over. Heel touch down, shift. Bend that back knee.
Yeah.
I'm teaching here.
Oh.
Yeah. And lift, lower, shift. Let me help you with that. Usually I leave it like that. So this is at level 2 where we're lift, lower, shift, over the obstacle, down. The down allows me to lift, lower, shift. The down gives me the levity, the buoyancy to make that movement. And then let's finish with 2 of them at level 3, right? So hand on the chair, we go full lift, down, shift. Make sure the weight gets down through that leg. Now we go heel, knee, foot, down, shift. And then that back leg, knee, and then reach back, shift. And now it's up, tuck, reach, and we shift. And then it's up, down, shift. And then all the way through, shift. Up, back, shift. Up, tuck, reach, and shift. Okay, switch sides. Let's do that set. On the other arrangement of the body. All your weight in your right leg, left foot in front. Remember, this is the good one to try no hands or very light touch. We go shift, step, shift. Reverse, shift, step, shift. 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 That's level 1. Let's go level 2. Hand on chair for most, if not all of you. Lift, lower, shift. Once the weight's really out of the body, you can slowly float the foot up and over, and then shift. Now back leg, little flamingo, lift, lower, shift. Now this front leg, lift, tuck, reach, shift. Front leg, lift, lower, shift. Up and over, shift. And the idea is softer and softer and softer eventually, so that you start to realize you don't need to carry around any tension ever, right? Easier said than done, obviously, especially when Parkinson's is in the mix. But that doesn't change the truth that we don't need any of that tension. So any of that we can drop is good. Let's go level 3, hand on chair, full lift, down, shift. Now, full range of motion, we sort of exaggerate. Heel to butt, knee to chest, foot out, float it down, shift. That's that blazing the trail open idea. So we're getting rid of residue and rust and gunk on our joints and tissue relationships. Remember the weight down, relax. That allows this. So someday you might try no hands while doing this whole range. You can see when I do it, it doesn't look like I'm working too hard. And it's because of that softness, that looseness. And down. So now everybody, let's all move to the far left of your space. Get all the way to the far left. And let's do our level 1 walking. Put all your weight in your right leg, left foot in front. Shift, step, shift. So remember, down, 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 down. Going backwards, same idea. Down, step, down, step. So you can walk backwards safely when you're not rolling the dice and hoping for the best, right? It's a hope for the best. If I throw my leg and my body back and I hope that I catch myself, that's not going to work long term. But that's how a lot of us sort of fall backwards if we were to walk backwards. Instead, it's grounded through 1, step, find the earth, and then shift. And that moved me back. Now I'm established here and I can take a nice big step. I could eventually take a huge step back and shift back that far. We're not working on that today, but that's where this can go, is where we can take long strides. But first, let's find this down connection. Let's go forward, down, maybe a little longer stride for those of you feeling a little more comfortable. You just lead with that leg out a little further, but make sure it's down. Down when you're walking back, down, right? Maybe a little longer stride. But look for your stability and safety. Look for it in relaxing to the earth. Being more pliable, more released and soft and loose. And then that heaviness that goes down to the ground, that gives us steadiness. Okay? And then let's do one set level 2 where we pick up the foot and step over. Shift. Pick up the foot and step over. The heron searches for the fish, working on not rippling the water with its steps. Right? And so that heron pulls the foot up, steps it, plugs it down through the water to the ground, and then shifts, floats, steps, shift. Focus on how are you connected down. Stay connected down until you change to your new down connection. And we're back. Now turn face forward, but you're at the far left of your space. Put all your weight in your left leg and we step side, out and in, kind of like we did at the beginning of class, right? We had an empty leg and we slid out and in. Now leave that leg out there, change the weight underground. So the weight goes from this leg to this leg. and then back to this leg. And do that a couple of times. Get this down, 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 down. Now stay down through your right leg. Bring your left foot in, out, in, out, in. Now bring that left leg in, keep it in, and we go down through the left. Check it. Can you pick up your right a little? And then go down through your right. Check it. Can you pick up your left a little? And then down. Pick it up. Down. 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 Now go down through the left. Stay down. Step out with your right. Change underground so that you're down through your right. Step in with the left. Go down through the left, step out with your right. Go down through the right, step in with your left. Down and step, down and step, down and step, down and step. Other way, once you get to the end of your runway. So if you still have more room, you can keep going that way and then come back when you're ready. Out, down and step, down, step. Middle pillar, right? This middle pillar, navel, straight line up to the crown of your head, should feel a sense of stillness. Over time, especially as you relax, even though you're moving, you're not leaning and creating all these sort of listing and movements here. It's relaxed. So there's a quality of stillness inside of movement. Now, step your right foot out. Let's add shift to the right, turn a little to the right, brush and sweep. And then turn the hands. Shift to the left, turn to the left, brush and sweep. So the bear, washing paws in the stream. Many of you, if not all of you, have done this at least once, if not many times. So hopefully this is starting to be embedded in your brain and body. This shift and turn and brush and sweep, shift and turn, brush and sweep. Now let's add the walking. So we shift right, turn right, brush and sweep. Left foot empty, step it in. Keep the left foot in, shift into the left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Step the right foot out. Now we're ready to go again. Shift, turn, brush, and sweep. Left foot is empty, step it in. Shift into the left leg, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot empty, step it out. So we're traveling across the room while doing the sideways walk. This is the easiest way that I have found as a teacher to give people the quality, the experience of intermediate and advanced Tai Chi, because now you're really adding all the parts together. Step in, step out. Now we're shifting and turning and brushing and sweeping and stepping and then shifting and turning, brush and sweep. At first, you have to learn this a little bit sort of boxy and sort of robotic, right? We have to go shift, turn, brush, sweep, step, shift, turn, brush, sweep. But eventually it flows, right? You can see here the step and the shift and the turn and the brush and the sweep step, right? And it starts to flow and swirl, and yet it's not getting sloppy. So that's the key, is just being more sloppy isn't flow, but starting to loosen and find that movement is. Now let's do that with the bear swats the fish. So we've got your right hand low, bring your left hand, let me get into the screen here, left hand high, right? So instead of both down here, now it's going to be here and here, right? So now get your right hand low, your left hand high, step your right foot out, shift and turn, brush and swat. Then as your left hand goes down, your right arm comes up, step the left foot in. Now shift into the left leg, turn, brush knee, and swat the fish. As your right hand goes down and left hand comes up, step right foot out. Now we're ready to go. Shift and turn, brush and swat. Left foot empty, stepping in as you change the hands. Left, down, right, up. And then shift and turn, brush and swat. As your right hand goes down, left hand comes up, step right foot out. Shift, turn, brush and swat. Arms change high to low, low to high, step in, shift and turn, brush and swat. Step right foot out. Shift and turn, brush and swat. Now we're going to change directions. So go left hand down, right hand up, bring left foot in and then back out. Now we're heading that way. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Right hand down, left hand up, bring right foot in. Shift and turn, brush and swat. Left hand down, right hand up, left foot out. Shift and turn, brush and swat. Right hand down, left hand up, right foot in. Shift and turn, brush and swat. Left down, right up, left foot out. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Change, step in. Shift, turn, brush, swat. Change, step out. Now, with more flow, just sort of like Karen, you were mentioning freestyle, right? A little freestyle moment. Feel free to add brush and push if you like. You could also do hands play with clouds. So really anything that you want to do up top could be called something, could have a name to it, right? As long as we're obeying the law of separate, empty, and full. So step while it's empty, and then change the weight underground and turn from your middle and step and keep the foot empty when you step it. And shift and turn. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. And this is just using side steps only, right? There are forward, backward, rotational steps, right? But we're not quite ready to just start freestyling in that direction. But if you can get this feeling of change and turn and shift and turn, you're starting to really break through some of that internet buffering between the brain and body. And relax your arms. Now we're going to do the hip spirals we've been working on here. So come stand in between your chairs. Put all your weight into your right leg, hand on the chair. Now your left leg externally rotate, lift to the tippy toe, disconnect from the floor, and then bring this leg in and let it hang down just above the floor. And we're going to repeat that again. Turn the leg external, tippy toe, lift, and then out to in and down. Externally rotate, tippy toe lift, maybe even higher, and then bring it in and down. Externally rotate, tippy toe lift, close, down. External lift, close, down. External lift, close, down. Now switch, so we step out, shift underground, hand on this chair, other leg, externally rotate, tippy toe lift, close, down. External lift, close, down. Out. Tippy toe, maybe you lift even higher, close, down. Open, lift, close, down, open and lift. And like I said, use the chair so that you can actually feel relaxed while you do this, because that's a big part, is this quality of relaxation where, sure, maybe I could do it with no hand, but I'm tensing the whole time. I'm going to move further along the Tai Chi progression if I use the chair to give me a little confidence, and then I can relax and relax. So don't look at the chair as just a crutch because you can't do it. Look at it as a tool to help set us up for success. Now, change the other side. So what we just did was external to internal, right? Outside to inside. Now we're going to go the other way. So with the ball of your left foot on the ground, turn on the ball of the foot, internally rotate, lift to your tippy toe. Your knee should come across your front center line a little. Bring the knee up, and then into out circle, and lower the leg down while it's turned out slightly. Turn on the ball of the foot so the heel goes out. Go to the tippy toe, the knee should come across a little. Lift it so it comes across more, and then open, down. Turn on the ball of the foot, internally rotate. Now you're set up to make a nice circle. Eventually it's up, over, and down. Doesn't mean rush, because if you go fast, you skip areas, but it can have some flow to it. So first, make sure you internally rotate, and then it's boom, ball of foot, and don't speed up, just add flow or schwinn. One more. Switch sides. Ball of right foot, turn, so it's internal rotation. Tippy toe, the knee comes across. When you lift, the knee should come across more, out to in, and then soften long the leg down, releasing it down. Turn on the ball of the foot. Tippy toe, now you're set up to go in, up, out, soften long. Turn. 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 Last two. One more. Thank you. Bye. And standing in the middle. Now, with all of that work of this region and the legs, the place that tends to get tension and sometimes other issues, right, in this inguinal crease and these hip flexors, right, as well as the lower back. So this little self-massage routine, hands together. First, we kind of prepare the hands. Palms, back of one hand, palms, back of other hand, palms. Okay, so now the hands are magical and they're ready to go. Now we go groin, a sort of dispersing. So the key here is not that we're digging and doing like small, we're soft, relaxed, right? And then we're just dispersing. Large movements, large. So see how large the movement is there, right? Clearing the area. Now, same idea in the hip flexors, the front of the hip, out and in. So I'm not doing it with pressure. I'm relaxed, but I'm somewhat vigorous, just kind of clearing out the hip flexors. And then come around to the tail. The middle fingertip can usually get a nice line there to disperse. We're just trying to clear what's stuck. Lower back, tension, disperse. And then remember your squat that we did at the beginning. The butt goes back, Sit the buttocks and sweep your hands down the outside of the legs, around to the inside of the legs, standing up, come up the inside of the legs, past your groin to your belly button. We do that twice more. Groin, hip flexors, tailbone, lower back, and then eventually very smooth gesture, hips back, sit, sweep the outer channels, come around to the inner channels, up past groin to navel. And again, groin, hip flexors, tail, lower back, sweep and sweep, settle. And then a final chi reset. Outer arms up to the shoulder, turn your arms, palms up, and sweep. We do that 5 times. That's 1, outer arm, inner arm, off. 2, up, down. 3, 4, 5, and switch. Outer, turn, inner, turn. Outer, inner, outer, inner. Eventually, this has speed and flow. And then a little bounce. This is an important one where we shift a little bit to the toes so the heels are empty, relax the whole body, and then go up and down with the heels. Right? So your weight's in the ball of your foot, and you're just bouncing a little bit. And you see my arms are doing something, but I'm not doing it with my arms. I'm letting my arms be so relaxed that they're like cooked noodles. And you can shift the weight a little to one, shift to the other, and it just shakes out all these deep places, these nooks and crannies and crevices where we're still clenched, right? Shift, shift. And then just settle everything down. And finally, wing, roll, fold the hands over top, settle the hands to the belly, right in front of the belly. And then we seal the practice. Center of palm right on top of the belly button, 1, and other center palm over the center here. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job. If you have any questions, unmute yourself, ask your question, or often very interesting is people's stories of something that's working for them, or a little epiphany that you've had. So anything like that, please feel free. And if you got to go, you got to go.